Hey, welcome everybody. Today I'm doing a guide on how to level the limit burst level for your A2 units. Now I have two healers here who are automatically healing. I decided to go with Luca, who does heal over time, and then I decided to go with Arya, who does 100% heal to all guys in just one turn. You're going to need some way to heal automatically if you're going to use auto attack. And you also want to make sure that the option in the settings here is set to automatically use your limit burst. So all you have to do, check your settings where it says auto limit burst and make sure that this is turned on right here. Now going back to the units that I have, we're going to go over really quickly over the equipment so I can show you just how I'm able to do this. Most important is make sure that you have a fire elemental weapon. So that's why I have here. I have flame tongue. Now because I'm using A2 can equip spears, and I just happen to have a whole bunch of these Moogle spears. Now these Moogle spears, they give +1 automatic limit burst, so every turn you get 1 limit burst crystal just by having this equipped. Now because I do have the fire elemental weapon and I have a non-elemental weapon, my attack is 100% fire damage. As long as you have one fire element and then you have the other non-elemental, it'll be fire, so you don't have to worry about that. Next, I made sure that my A2 units, they all have auto regen. So I have the Carabini Male, right? And I also have the Defense Racer, which what this does is it gives me auto protect and auto shell. So that helps mitigate some damage. And I have the Ifrit's Claw right here, which gives me a little bit of HP and some fire resistance. The main thing with the fire resistance, guys, is that you want to make sure that you get as close to 100% as possible or more. So if you have that, then next thing they have to worry about is make sure that you have at least one ignorance. You want to make sure you have at least one, because that's really important, okay? You need to make sure that your limit burst crystals fill automatically, because you're not going to be getting any crystals. You have to make sure that you farm those Jack TMRs. So you have to make sure that you have that on your A2s and also on your healers. So with this setup, I'm getting 3 limit burst crystals because the Moogle Spear gives me 1, and the Ignorance from the Jack TMR gives me 2. So that's 3 per turn. And I also don't want my A2 to go berserk like every other turn, because that would be pretty insane on the healing. I tried that, it didn't work out. A2 pretty much died. So for the other A2, it's kind of a similar setup. I have the Tanar Rogue, which gives me auto protect auto shell, and it only works on females. Then I have the Angel Ring, which gives me auto regen, so it's auto protect auto shell auto regen. And the Flame Mail, because it gives me 50% fire resistance. And going back to the abilities slot here, you see that I pretty much have Mechanical Heart, Ignorance, any kind of HP stacking will work just fine. And then for the healer units, also the resistance here, it's 70%, which is kind of like a little bit low, you know. I mean, I could have gone with some more damage resistance, but I wanted to get that HP up there. So far, this seems to be working pretty well. Now for the healer, you want to make sure that you have some kind of material that allows you to equip a fire elemental weapon as well, because you don't want to deal damage. So that's why I have on Arya, I have used grappling weapons, and then what I did is I used a grappling weapon that's fire elemental, which just happens to be the Ninja Crown here, which is a fire elemental fist weapon. And you could use any other kind of weapon as long as you're able to equip it. And then what I did was I added the Lugo, which is auto protect auto shell, and I gave Arya the Prodigy's goggles, so that way she'll get limit burst crystals pretty much the same way as Jack works, except it's an accessory. And I gave her the Ring of the Lucii. Why did I do this? Because if I'm going to be AFKing, there are 2 ways that I can make sure that I'm able to finish and exit this fight. One is that every time that Arya gets hit, what's going to happen is I'm able to counter it with Holy. So the chances of Holy happening is actually very small. But what that's going to do is it's going to do a small, very small amount of Holy damage to Ifrit. It'll only take away about 3% of his health. And so over the course of maybe 2 hours, I can make sure that my progress is saved. Because every time 2 hours pass by, it's a pretty good chance that Arya will kill Ifrit with Holy. And that's exactly what I want. Because I don't want to be stuck here, then the game crashes, and then you kind of lose your progress. That totally sucks. I'm okay with just checking it every 2 hours. Okay, so moving along here, I gave Arya 2 ignorance TMRs right here. So she's getting 6 Ignorant Burst crystals per turn. And I do believe that for Arya it's Arya's Prayer, which I think is either 16 or 20. Either way, I know it's 100% heal. And I also added Luca, which you'll see right here. Luca also has a fire elemental weapon. I was able to do this by using the equipped sword TMR from, I think, Final Fantasy 1 guy. Forget his name, but yeah, you need an equipped sword for this to work. And then just put rain sword. Sword, that's fire elemental. Then I gave her the Prodigy's goggles, which gives me 2 limit burst crystals per turn. Okay, and then I also gave her the Angel Ring, which is automatic regen. And for the resistance, well, she's at like 35% resistance. But the health is high enough that she's able to survive. And I gave her the Mechanical Heart, Adventure 5. So she's able to recover from that damage if the Mechanical Heart triggers. Okay, so that's pretty much what I'm running here. And the reason why I'm doing this kind of today is because I'm trying to get my limit burst as high as possible for the Nightmare Skeleton King. So let's go and see just how this is working out in action over the course of maybe 2 minutes. So as you can see, Arya already has her limit burst all the way up. She's going to cast her. So in this turn she casts Arya's Prayer. Health goes back up to 100. And then the next turn, Luca's going to get her limit burst. And Luca's limit burst is a heal over time. Boom, there she just cast it. My A2s are berserked. They're losing health because of the berserk effect. But the Luca's limit burst is able to slow down that damage. Because every time A2 uses her limit burst, it's a 50% HP loss over a few turns. So as Luca is slowing down the rate of HP loss, Arya's limit burst is getting ready to 100% heal the A2s, and this is kind of doing it on its own. So yeah, I'm also doing the Ifrit boss fight, which is the 15 stamina. I tried it on the one that's 7 stamina, but the HP was too low, and if I'm doing like counter with the Lucii, I need that HP to be much higher, and that's why I decided to go with the 15 stamina. Anyway, it's just 15 stamina. I don't really mind losing that over the course of maybe an hour or 2 hours. So as you can see, the health never really goes to 0 on the A2s, and I'm doing this with some 4-star healers, I think. So yeah, it's just great. Look, right now Arya's limit burst is close to half. It's charging itself with those ignorances and the high power accessories. A2s are berserk, they're losing their health, and when they get to about 25%, Arya to 100% right away. So in this next turn after this. Alright, now next turn she gets her limit burst filled. My A2s are very low health, but look, goes to 100%. And the counterattacks from the A2s don't do any damage because it's fire elemental. The only way that Ifrit is losing health is from Ring of the Lucii, and Holy Counters from Arya. Okay, but that's actually a good thing. It's actually very good thing because doing this on an emulator, your progress probably is not going to be saved if it goes on like forever. But you can always check it like after 1 or 2 hours, and I think that is more preferable than having this going on for like forever, right? And then when you check on it, the game crashed. So that's why I'm doing it this way. And yeah, looks like they're 100% health. Arya's gonna get her limit burst. A2's gonna get it. And this is happening without me doing anything. Now I'll just probably set like a timer to check on the game like every 2 hours or so. But other than that, I mean, this is probably the most reliable way to level up A2's limit bursts. You will need, I think, at least 5 to 6 TMRs, which is gonna be kind of hard to, to master, because it'll take a week or two. If you have done some pulls, then yeah, make sure you don't throw away those Jack TMRs, because those are very, very handy. And as you can see, get one. A2s are berserk, they're losing health. Arya comes in, supports the healing with Arya, does the heal over time, and it's just ongoing. It's ongoing. I've been doing close to an hour, and in an hour it's gone to 50%. And it only happens when Arya gets targeted. Now, what you could probably do to help this is what you could do is, if you have done the quest for the Great Raven's Cape, you could put the Great Raven's Cape on Arya, and then she won't be targeted as much, and it could probably go on longer, right? So you could do that, but then you risk the chance of actually missing out on your progress if the game were to crash. Now you could do this on a mobile phone as well, but I'm doing this on Nox because I don't want to have my phone discharging all the time. And yeah, it will probably work the same also on a mobile phone. You could do it like an iPhone. iPhone has great battery life. The Samsung phones, if it's like a Note, then yeah, that has great battery life as well. As long as like the game is not closed, as long as the game stays open, then yeah, you could do this on a mobile phone as well. All you need to do is just make sure you have the auto limit burst and the auto attack going on. So it's been about 5 minutes of this video, and as you can see, not a single time has the A2 health gone to 0. So yeah, this is a very reliable way of getting your limit burst slowly. And you wouldn't want to be doing this like for 24 hours anyway, because you have to check your arena, you have to check expeditions, So that's one reason why having the Ring of the Lucii and having holy counters on your healer is actually a good thing, because you don't want to be in here forever. You want to go out after 5 hours, check your arena orbs, check your expeditions, right? So this is probably, in my opinion, the best way. I mean, if you want to do it longer, that's up to you. You'll probably be stuck in here for a long time, and you won't be able to check your expeditions and get those arena orbs out of the way. So yeah, I hope this guide has been helpful. It does require a lot of TMR farming, but to me, I find this to be the most reliable way to slowly level up your A2 limit burst. Because every time you use a limit burst, you actually add a little bit to leveling up the limit burst. So it's very helpful, and I hope this video helped you out. Thanks.